The heart of every organization is its people. We're taking action to take care of them, to develop a world-class team, now and into the future. This is Empowering Excellence with Art and Frankie.
Welcome back to another episode of Empowering Excellence with Art and Frankie. Today, Frankie,
Yes.
we have NAVWAR's Command Master Chief, Jen Hafer, with us today.
Hi.
Jen, how are you doing?
Great. I'm so excited to be here. I'm like, if anybody has met me around the campus yet, so you probably know that I have like this massive smile on my face because I'm just like giddy to be doing this. So this is going to be fun.
That smile is infectious, you know. When people see you smile, it makes them smile too. I'm assuming that's because you have a positive outlook on life.
I try. That is a fact. And try is all I could do.
Well, these are challenging times, so I think having a positive attitude is probably the way to go. It would be easy to let yourself get down, but why bother?
The positivity, challenging times, yes, on both counts. But you know, it's really resonating in my head. Challenging times, turbulent seas, but at the end of the day, don't be a victim. So there's aspects to like try and look at the bright side of things, but also be proactive.
Challenges bring opportunities, and I think that's one of the things I'm really excited about talking to our Command Master Chief about today, because I think you have to excel at. So let's start off by letting everybody know, what is a Command Master Chief?
First, hi everybody. I'm pretty much done smiling now and blushing, so now you'll get my real voice and not my nervous voice. Hi, I'm your CMC, and you haven't had one in a while until I got here in November. I have been a CMC for 8 years now. There's an interview process, and then one of, I don't know how many are interviewed, are chosen. So I was on deployment on board the USS Theodore Roosevelt a year ago and was told that I was selected to be the Admiral's CMC. Wrapped up deployment, showed up here in November to something that I had never experienced in my 27 years of Navy, and that was a workforce that was 90% civilian to 10% military. Before I became a CMC, I was an IT Master Chief. So I speak fluent IT. Well, not as good as everybody here, but I try to hold my own. What I did not know, and I learned very quickly, and I think Art, I made multiple comments like, you're going to have to teach me. Like, I need a mentor. Frankie, how many messages do I send you? Like, what does this even mean? You know, I know nothing about acquisitions. As your CMC, I don't need to know acquisitions because I have an amazing team to rely on. What I need to know is humans. I need to know the human factor. I can give my thoughts to the Admiral, to Mr. Pope, to the front office, to you, Art, to you, Frankie, from a human side. And that's pretty much what the CMC here at NAVWAR would do. Completely different than if I was the CMC of a destroyer, a carrier, or whatnot. But here it's more of the advisory. And I'm definitely not advising on like programs and contracts. Lawyers, stay away from me. How can we make NAVWAR better than what it was yesterday? That's what I'm here to help with.
That's awesome. Where are you from? Tell us about the early days.
Yeah, so if you hear the accent, I'm born and raised on the south side of Chicago. I still go home as often as I possibly can. My mom and dad are still there. My brother just moved to Miami, which I don't understand. Chicago's just too great, especially in the winter.
Right.
Said no one ever. I joined the Navy in '98. I have been stationed all around the world at every single platform that the Navy offers us, community-wise. Just being able to use those experiences is another thing that I can help. Like when we talk about making the warfighter the best warfighter that we possibly can, we can use some of my experience and the people, the amazing men and women that I know, to make sure that our teams are getting the warfighter what they need and when they need it. That's one of the fun things that I get to do here at NAVWAR.
Bringing that IT warfighter perspective here is really helpful because a lot of our civilians, we need to hear that perspective.
Sometimes we all just need to be reminded of what the warfighter needs, right? For me, I guess it's closest to the totem pole because I just got off of deployment. That was a long 292 days. I'll probably say that 18 times because it's like 292 days I was away from my family, right? But we were doing some amazing stuff. Little did I know that a majority of this stuff was being done because of NAVWAR systems of systems that were on board that carrier. Little did I know. Now I'm like, oh, I know what that is because we just used it.
Yeah.
It makes it fun, and it makes it a reminder, again, what all of us are here for, and that is the amazing warfighters that we work for.
I'm excited about what you're going to do here. Talk a little bit about what are the next steps. What can we look forward to?
The very next steps that we're going to see is the release of the One NAVWAR Wellness Campaign. We are already working with the waterfront. They are going to do a 1.5-day seminar. This is one of our first initiatives. We're going to see how it goes, right? And if it doesn't go, then trial and error. We're going to make sure that we got what we want, what we need. And we're taking it to the waterfront teams first. And that was specifically done because we want to work outside in. We have heard, we listen to some of the concerns. And when you're one of our FSETs that gets told on a Thursday, hey, I need you to fly to USS Ship in the middle of nowhere, and I know your daughter's birthday is on Friday, but you're going to miss it this year because I need you to go fix something, I need to make sure that that man and that woman's okay. I need to make sure that they're ready, that they're prepared, for at a moment's notice, they can go. So our wellness approach goes outside in. It's not that we don't love you, Art and Frankie, but you guys aren't getting on a plane tonight to go fix the flux capacitor on whatever. I just dated myself.
Back to the future.
I knew where you were going.
We do this 1.5-day seminar. Maybe everybody loves it, so then we bring it. So we keep doing it. We're going to ask for feedback. Please use your pulse surveys daily. You're going to see it on the One NAVWAR announcements. We want to make sure that everybody that's out there that's listening to this is being taken care of as best as possible with what we have. And I know Frankie and Art, because you can't see this on the screen, they're both shooting daggers at me like, we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, Jen. CMC. What we can promise is that it's coming, and it's going to be for you, by you. There's a lot going on right now, a lot. And one of the things that the front office is working on is how do we make sure that our warfighters, us, are ready? Because a lot is expected of us, a lot will be demanded of us.
Yes.
So how do we have everything that we need? So for us to give you a building of a mindset to help you reintegrate back into, I'm coming to work every day, things are changing, how we can help as the One NAVWAR family. And we're going to get you what you need to make sure that we can make you, everybody that's listening to this, the most lethal warfighter that you could be. Whether that's the war on contracts, or the war on parts, or the war on troubleshooting, or the war on HR. We're here to help. The Admiral and Mr. Pope completely know and understand that we got to make sure that we're firing for effect to get our team where we need to be.
Rebuilding that collaboration face-to-face now.
I like to use vitamin C to helping a man or a woman get to be the best that they could possibly be. I think that you have to develop the character, you have to have the competence, and you need the connection. So that's the vitamin C. So if your vitamin C intake is where you need it to be, character, competence, and connections, you're going to be performing at your best. And I always use connections as the greatest part because like I've alluded to just in talking to you guys, I don't know everything. I don't think there's anybody here that knows everything. But if we create a connection, hello, we do. I now know things about HR stuff that I never would have known because I asked you, Frankie, and now I have a connection. When you get that late night text from me, like, what does this mean? You're like, all right, Jen's a dum-dum. She don't know what's going on, so I got to teach her. Because we have a connection. Yeah. And you, in turn, are trying to make my competency level better. So it's that vitamin C. And then the other one that I use is POP. I am from the south side of Chicago, so for those of you that are from the Midwest, when you hear me say pop, you're probably like, oh, Diet Coke, 7-Up, whatnot. But pop, for me, is did I drink enough pop today? And that is the power of positivity. And it comes in many different flavors. And it comes in many different ways. What pop is your own level. I'm a very outgoing kind of person. I'm an extrovert.
I hadn't noticed that.
I rely on everybody that's here for my pop. And my pop comes at different times of the day. You know, when I'm battling something at work or I'm just not there, I go find somebody and I just have a conversation. So if you see me walking around just talking to random people, that's me.
You're getting your pop
I'm
fulfilled.
getting my pop.
Yeah.
Right.
Talking about your positive approach to life, what kind of advice would you give, be they a young sailor or a young NAVWAR employee, on how do you overcome that and keep that positive outlook going even when you're not having a great day?
I was raised that there was nothing that I couldn't do. I thank my mother and my father for that every day. I'd have to say, life's hard. No matter what you do, no matter what cool job you have, if you're wearing a uniform or not, life's not super duper easy. The best advice that I can give to somebody is that you have to try. You have to make yourself 1% better than you were yesterday. I'm going to go in and I'm going to try to learn something every day, and I'm going to try to help somebody every day. Those are my things. I believe if you go into it with that mindset, when the work or life throws you a challenge, you can get through that challenge. You just can't quit. That's the thing. You got to keep going. Drink some pop. Get your vitamin C. Find a friend. If you create those connections, when life gets hard, that friend, that family member, that person, that boss, the coworker, the manager can get you through it.
Yeah.
I don't think that any of us can go through this amazing life of ours alone.
Oh, yeah.
That's the second part of the advice is who is your battle buddy? You
Yeah.
know, pick a term, whatever you want to call them. I'm Thelma. I got a couple of Louises. Don't worry, we're not driving off any mountains or anything like that. Who's your people? So create the connection so that way when the going gets tough, you get tougher.
Yeah. Are you my battle buddy? Boss?
Absolutely. Especially now.
We'll see. I want to be your guys' battle buddy too.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm waiting for Frankie to send me a message that says, "Hey Jen, what does this mean?" I'm waiting for that.
I'm gonna send one.
So far it's been a very one-sided relationship.
Well, now I know that you've got this huge IT background, and I'm like, don't ask Frankie to touch anything with a computer. I'll break it. So yeah, now I've got lots of questions to send your way. What is your vision for your leadership here as CMC?
That people know who I am.
Okay.
That people know that they have a resource down the hall from the Admiral that can help them with any program, policy, problem, people issue that they might have. That's my goal.
Okay.
I want the One NAVWAR wellness because I think that we all can be well together. I really want that to happen. And I want people to know who NAVWAR is. I'm signing the bottom of my emails now. It's got my signature block, and then right underneath it, it's in caps and bolded, in 14 font pitch. Check it out. It says, "We are NAVWAR." I want them to know what we do. We are bad. Boop. See that one? I beeped it out for you guys. You know, knowing that we are so big and so powerful, knowing who we are and what we do is one of my missions.
One NAVWAR.
One NAVWAR.
I love it.
We are NAVWAR.
I think you're already making a difference at NAVWAR. Speaking for myself, just your positive attitude helps me keep my attitude positive as well. So I appreciate you.
Thank you.
So, Master Chief, we'd like to be your battle buddy, and let's go
Ready.
do it.
I'm ready.
Stand by. I'm coming knocking.
Yes.
Thanks again. Have a great day.
Bye.
Empowering Excellence with Art and Frankie is a production of the NAVWAR Headquarters Public Affairs Office in association with NAVWAR Corporate Operations. Our podcast production team includes Ed Disco Buckleton, Kara McDermott, and Ramon Go, our digital media specialist who produced today's show. On behalf of Frankie and myself, I am Art Starrett. Have a great Navy day.